trenches. We shall fight on the landing grounds.
Thank you for joining me. This is A Radio and the Morning Minute. I'm going to read you out a list. And these figures are from 2012. 88,000. That covers academics who study in education, civil engineers for roads, social policy experts tackling child policy. 88,000. The next number is 239,000. That is health and social service category. That covers hospital and home worker staff, social services, non-government, such as home workers, that seems to appear twice for some reason, workers in children's mental health services, and children's aid employees. That's 239,000. The next category is universities, colleges, and vocational trade institution. That accounts for 148,000. The next category is general education. That is 288,000. That covers teachers, educational assistants, principals, office support staff and schools, and they fall under the school board's category, as do administrative staff and managers of the school boards. 288,000. I have another category, and it is called the Provincial Government Business Enterprise category. 39,000. That covers LCBO, Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation, Hydro One, and Ontario Power Generation. That total comes to, and it's rounded down to 800,000. There is a further 329,000, and they cover the municipal level in the broader public service, everyone from parks, recreational staff, ambulance, police, fire, library, sewer, water, garbage. That total, ladies and gentlemen, is the total number of public employees at the provincial level in Ontario. 1.1 million as of, I believe it was 2012. 1.1 million people working for the province, out of a province total population of something in the order of 14 million. And they wonder why Ontario's in the hole financially. 1.1 million. Let's just go down that list very briefly again, shall we? There's 239,000 people working in hospitals. That seems a little excessive, if you don't mind me saying so. There's 148,000 people working in colleges, but don't people have to pay to go to college? Maybe I'm missing something there. And then we come to 288,000 people working in general education. Well, if you didn't have Catholic schools, Protestant schools, French Catholic schools, French Protestant schools, why don't you just have schools? That would reduce the number, wouldn't it? But that would be politically incorrect to do that, wouldn't it? 288,000. Here's another one. The LCBO, which is undefined as just in the group. 39,000. The same group, the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation and Hydro One. Well, first of all, Hydro One's been virtually sold off now, so that should be an awful lot lower. The LCBO, if it's not making a profit, they should sell it off, and that would get rid of that lot. Why are we paying for Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation? Isn't that making a profit? So that would get rid of 39,000 people right there. What's going on? Then we have a further 329,000 people working at the municipal level. Everyone from parks, recreational, ambulance, police, fire, library, sewer, water, garbage. What is going on? We are billions of dollars in the hole. Now, Tim Hudak said, and this is way back, that he would cut the deficit by $8.5 billion to about $4 billion. And this is in the last election. And have the books balanced by 2016, 2017. And at the same time, the Liberals with Wynne who's just a non-stop lying machine, says they can get Ontario back into the black by 2017-18. They are so far in the hole, it is just not even funny. I have to say this. Ontario is hemorrhaging jobs because of the carbon dioxide tax and the exorbitant taxes they're putting on gasoline and the high prices for electricity in this province. So the debt is increasing. We can no longer afford to have these many people working at the provincial level. We cannot afford it. It's economic suicide. We don't need the LCBO. We don't need the Ontario Gaming and Corporation, whatever it's called. They've managed to sell off Hydro One at a massive loss. And we don't need Ontario Power Generation. That's 39,000 jobs gone right there. Okay? I cannot believe we need that many people working in hospitals. I think that's ridiculous. I cannot believe there's so many people required in general education for the reasons I said. One school, one language. It's simple. We can't afford this bilingual thing. It's too expensive. Ontario is broke. And if the bilingual folk don't like it, I got a few suggestions, but you wouldn't like them. We cannot afford this. 14 million people cannot afford to pay 1.1 million. That's 10% of the population of Ontario working for the government. Too many people. And this is what you get every time you vote a Liberal in. This is what you get. More government service until everybody's working for the government. And that's socialism. Totally. Plain and simple. If that's what you want, keep on going. But you know what? You'll be $100 billion in debt and you'll have no money. No money. And it's the same in Alberta. It's the same in British Columbia. Quebec is subsidised by the federal government of Canada, so it doesn't count. The eastern provinces are a waste of time because they're just non-stop socialist. What is going on? What is going on? And we're sucking in more refugees that Ontario cannot afford to pay for, paid for by the federal government who thinks the money is bottomless. It's a bottomless pit. Completely out of touch. No clue at all. We cannot continue in this fiscal disaster. You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com. I'm on Twitter at @ARadioCanada. I'm also on Facebook at @ARadioCanada. I'm now on Gab at @ARadio. You can email me at aradiocanada@gmail.com. And you can also listen to my morning minutes on Spreaker.com under A Radio. That's EHRADIO, A Radio. And please click the like button. And you can also find all my podcasts and morning minutes at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the morning minutes tab.